All right, shifting focus now to the Chicago Cubs. Todd, there's a lot of talk in Toronto, a lot of talk around the American League East, of course, about Jeff Samardzija and about Jason Hammel, two
Right.
pitchers that, well, I mean, pitching's at a premium again, right? This is what, the 400th consecutive year that pitching's been at a premium in baseball.
Right.
I'm going to ask you, do you think it's carved in stone that the Cubs move either of these guys?
Oh yeah, they're going to move them. The real question is here in Chicago, for us personally, it probably doesn't matter as much to a Blue Jay fan, but is this our final step to where we can admit to ourselves, okay, we've hit the bottom floor, we've moved the pieces that we can move, and we can really start to see the young players come onto the scene. We can start building, we can start buying instead of selling constantly. I mean, it's just the one constant that we had coming into the season, as great as the Houston Astros have played here over the last 30 days, really was that, well, come the trade deadline, the Cubs will probably be open for business, and they will be sellers. I mean, that is what we do know. And, nothing's leading us down a different path right now. They're looking at both Jeff Samardzija and Jason Hammel and maybe a few others to rebuild a system that is really thin on pitching, and that's really what it comes down to. They need help in the lower depths. They need velocity. They need talent. They need competitors. They need grinders and go-getters, and they need it all, and they're starving. I mean, I can list for you on one hand, probably on three fingers, their top pitching prospects. So that tells you how deep the system is. It's not position player-wise. They're doing pretty well. But for us here in Chicago, it's the admission that maybe this is finally the last year that we have to act like this.
Yeah, now, Todd, seeing Samardzija every day, how has he been handling this whole situation on a mental standpoint?
Oh, I mean, this guy's an iron. He's a warrior, man. He's an iron horse, man. I mean, this is a guy. I guess the best way to sum him up for Blue Jay fans or for anybody listening that doesn't know Jeff Samardzija, he is dying to make a first impression for somebody. I'll put it to you that way. We know who he is here. We know who he is at the top of our rotation. I don't really even bother to dissect his numbers. There's no point in it. Maybe some pitch efficiency. We talk about him taking the next step and really establishing himself as an ace. He's got ace stuff. He doesn't have mileage, as far as others go, for a guy that's at his age of 29. He doesn't have years and years of 200 innings under his belt, but he's climbing. People know it. He's on everybody's radar, and this guy is a fierce competitor on top of all of that. And what I mean by that first impression is that we know him here. We're very familiar with Jeff. We'd love to see him. Most of us, all of us, really would love to see him stay. It's just the writing on the wall. It's the circumstances. They can't get something worked out. It doesn't maybe make as much sense. They can probably help rebuild the system with two top prospects. Somebody's going to give them that. His question is, it's going to be the Blue Jays, Giants, Orioles, and just a slew of other teams that are probably going to jump into this conversation.
Right.
As far as ace, he's waiting. He's waiting for the next step, guys.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, are the Cub fans happy with the process that Theo Epstein is making with the franchise?
No, not at all. We wouldn't talk about it that way.
Yeah.
I don't want to say I'm catching heat either, but I mean, I'm all for moving the young guys along as well. I mean, I never want to watch roadblocks, put up in front of young hitters. We've got a couple. Chris Bryant catches our attention around here. He's got 22 home runs in Double-A already this year. Javi Baez, guys who could probably be learning on the job. There's nothing really standing in their way up here. They just don't want to start their clocks. I understand that. They want controllability. I get that too. I don't have to talk about the finances, nor do I have to talk about player control. I'm talking about your best players, and, well, there's a couple right there that I just gave you that could fit onto your major league team right now. Yeah, we want to get this thing rolling. We want to get moving. We want to watch the impact that Mike Trout had over the Angels, that Polanco's having with the Pirates, that, boom, 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 you go around baseball, and it's young players, go down to Houston. They played great baseball over the last 30 days. First thing that comes to mind, Springer, Singleton. You see it. Young players can change franchises, and I think that that's probably going to be the path that we're going to obviously follow. We'd love to start that.
Mm-hmm. Now, Todd, with that being said, where do you see that the Cubs team going in the next 4 to 5 years?
Well, 4 to 5 years, I think they're going to be a year in and year out competitor. I think that's where we're going to finally get to, but they've got to start the growth at the major league level. The problem that you have is that the clock doesn't start until you start to put these kids up here. They start to establish themselves. I mean, you have to look at everything as if it's a process. I mean, if we were to call up the entire system today and start letting them grow, there's going to be bumps along the way. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen this year. Probably won't even happen next year, but you at least feel that by 2016, you should at least be in position to start contending and start being a buyer. This is a major market team, not a minor market team. We have the ability to spend. We have the ability to add on. We have the ability to grow talent in our system, and I think that's where they're starting, is the growing of the talent. Add it all together, this is a team that should contend year in and year out.
Mm-hmm.
They're busy putting this together. People around here would love the process to just accelerate a little bit. They need some hope right now. We've been losing an awful lot over the last 4 years.
Todd Hollandsworth of CSN Chicago and MLB Network Radio joins us on Baseball Central. Shifting focus a little bit to Jason Hammel. What can you? He's a guy that I think a lot of people look at him in some ways as door number 2. I guess if he can't get Jeff Samardzija, he's a guy that some teams have apparently focused in on. What's the difference between him and Samardzija? Because his numbers are pretty good, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. Hammel's been outstanding. He's pitched like an ace. We've basically had 2 aces this year. I mean, Hammel, I cannot take that away from him. And interestingly enough, the Jason Hammel story is just that. He's been an ace before a couple places. I mean, I guess that's kind of it. Now he's kept himself healthy. That's always the concern when it comes to Jason Hammel. Now, of course, I can't relate to it because the Jason Hammel I've seen here in Chicago has been nothing but healthy. He's been nothing but a 7 innings, 1 earned run, no earned runs. 5, 6, sometimes 7 strikeouts the ball game, no walks, dealing, leading with the fastball, 92, 94 on the velocity, quite efficient, keeps himself in play, plays with leads. I mean, he's done it all. I mean, he's just been an answer for us on a level that we probably nobody around here expected. I thought he'd be good. I didn't think he'd be great. He's been great.
Todd, it was good of you to join us as always. Thanks so much.
You got it.
Yeah, thanks, Todd.